Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you guys are having a great, beautiful, fantastic day. Hope you guys are staying healthy, staying happy, staying motivated. I just want to say thank you to everybody that's been showing my content and my videos love. If you guys like these videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe, like it. It really helps out everybody. So yeah, we just finished up some showings today. We're right now going to be meeting up with a client later, but I wanted to talk to you guys about the U.S. economy. Um, there are different opinions and there's different data sets that are showing that we could possibly be heading into a very, very serious scenario of a great recession coming in. And I like to always get your guys' opinion on everything. When we talk about these things, guys, let me know what you guys think below in the comments. You guys agree with the perspective we're coming at? Obviously, we like to use data here and hard facts, but let's get right into it, guys. So one of the biggest reasons, one of the big indicators that we might be seeing a recession, or one indicator, should I say, is that there are now programs for VA loans, people that have VA loans, already purchased a property, that are being implemented to help bail out VA loans. So people that are delinquent or behind their payments, there's about 40,000 veterans that have VA loans facing foreclosures, guys. This is a big deal, everybody. I think however you see it or however you think, I definitely think we should always be helping our veterans. They paid a debt to our country, to me, to everybody here, and they deserve to be, in a sense, they do deserve to be bailed out. I strongly believe that if that's the case. But what I'm pretty getting at here is that being as this is a part of the economy, the VA loans, if you have VA loans being delinquent, what does that say about the overall economy? You know, you really can't use any one factor to say, oh yeah, because of this data set, we're definitely going into a recession, right? But we like to, it's always good to look at the economy from an economic perspective, a macroeconomic perspective, the overall scope of how things are looking right now. So it's obviously something to consider. You know, we made a video last week about there's a high amount of evictions all across the United States. Um, and it's getting kind of crazy, guys. It's getting kind of crazy. Just because you have a high amount of evictions, again, that data set alone doesn't necessarily mean we're headed toward a recession. But when you look at different data sets, you can say, it's interesting because we got high evictions, high inflation rate. We have some of the highest debt to income ratio right now all across the United States. We have veterans that are unable to pay their loans. There's again, they're implementing programs to help veterans right now. So again, indicators, guys, indicators. Economics in itself, guys, it's a theory. It's an art. It's an art, not a science. So when you get a degree in economics, that degree will say it's a degree in the arts. Why is that? Why? Because art is not based on facts or science. Art is based off of theory. You learn different scenarios and you can assume different scenarios. And I want to be very clear with that. Just because anybody is telling you, even I'm telling you, that we could be facing a recession, doesn't necessarily mean we're going to be going into one, you know? And that's why, with all these data sets, we can kind of think about, if this is failing, high eviction, high interest, it's just, again, indicators, right? So yeah, guys, just the fact that being the VA is going to be bailing out delinquent VA loans, people that are behind or they can't pay their loans. What they're planning on doing is to create loan modifications, meaning they could change the interest rate on their loans to make their loans more affordable. They can come in and make their monthly payment, reduce the monthly payment, and make their loan term longer. It's different. There are different ways you can combat this, right? But again, guys, veterans not being able to pay their loans, and it's just these are indicators that something might be going on, everybody. Something might be going on. And I just want to be clear too, just because you have people that are not be able to pay their loans, there's always people making money, guys, even in a down economy, So very interesting, something to keep in mind. You also see that there's going to be a new Biden student loan debt cancellation. And normally how these programs work is that they go ahead and they cancel the interest rate on loans. The government implements pretty much like a stimulus package to help pay down debt for student loans. Guys, I know people that are paying. I have a friend who, when he got his loan, I believe it's a 30-year loan, and it's a loan that increases every year. His payment started out at around $350. He's right at around 600 right now, and it's going up every year, guys. A $600 loan, everybody, for anything, that's a brand new car payment. That can help pay off your house. That can help pay off utilities. Guys, $600 is a lot of money. I don't take $600 lightly. Maybe some of you don't take it lightly, but that's a lot of money. And knowing people personally that have these loans, it's crazy, guys. When I was in high school, one of my history teachers also had they had their student loans, and they had been paying for like 10, 15 years, and I couldn't believe it, right? I'm like, Jesus, these guys are teachers. Have been out of school for 10 years, and they're still paying this. And guys, student loans typically range from about 20 to 30 years. And again, a lot of these loans, they increase over time, guys. It's not a set payment. But I want to hear from the people that have student loans. How are you handling student loans? Are you able to make these payments affordably? Are you tight on money? I want to hear from those who have student loans, because your opinion, obviously, you're going through the experience. You're going through the actual payment. Are you okay with these loans? Would you say that you regret getting these loans? I definitely want to hear from those who have student loans. And the reason I'm saying that is because I never like to talk about based off I think or could have or I imagine. No, I want to hear from people that have real life experiences to comment below. Tell me what you guys are going through, Obviously, with this repayment plan, does this make you like the current cabinet more? I want to hear your guys' opinion. Let me know in the comments below. And again, the reason I say this, I didn't go away to college, university. I went to a local school, so I was able to pay off everything, as I went. But I know people that went through UF, Nova, University of Miami, FAU, FSU, all kinds of schools that they are in debt, guys. They are in debt. So I want to hear from the people that actually have this debt. Okay, so again, it's not to say that any one of these indicators is a fact in itself that we're heading toward a recession. But the cumulative data sets all together, guys, is a strong indication that something's going on. And I've said this before, if you're watching this video, focus on paying down your debt. Don't take on more debt right now, guys. Be smart with your money. Save as much money as you can, And I speak from experience myself. I'm doing the same thing, paying down debt. I'm trying to save because I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't know what's going to happen. So yeah, guys, so we're going to keep it going. And just so you guys know, the Biden student loan cancellation is it's going to be able to help 23 million Americans, guys. That's a lot of people. And also, with all that being said, guys, think about what's going on in Ukraine. Think about what's going on across the world. And we're sending these billions of dollars, in aid and all this stuff. That we all have to pay for that eventually, guys. However you feel, if we should or shouldn't, the fact of the matter is nothing is free. The money the government sends out, who pays it? We pay it. We pay it with higher inflation. We pay it with higher taxes. We pay it in the cost of the cost of goods. We pay it every single day, the cost of gasoline. Guys, we pay for all this stuff. So when you see the government sending out money, you got to ask yourself, how is this going to affect me on a micro perspective? And how is it going to affect the economy on a macro perspective? So just want to show you guys the view today. It's such a beautiful day today. Walking through a community here, but it's so nice out here, guys. The houses out here are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful homes. I love South Florida. The weather here is I wouldn't trade it. But anyway, guys, let's keep it going. Let's get back on track. Okay. And something that I almost missed to say, guys, I am a licensed and insured realtor here in South Florida. If you're looking to buy or looking to sell, or you need a property manager, my number is 305-988-2230. If you have any questions, call or text me. I would love to work with each and every one of you. Yeah, my name is Joel, but let's get back to this video. So there are going to be people that are going to tell you, well, we should let everybody fail. We should let the economy get into a recession. We should do that. We shouldn't allow what's going on to continue to go. Why is that? Because the government and big banks and big investment firms in the 2008-2009 recession, they got bailed out, everybody. And there are people who are going to feel differently about that. There are people who are going to agree to disagree, you know. And it's hard for me to say that we should let the economy fail. It's hard for me to get a grasp on that, because I think of the average income American, you know, how much they'll suffer if they lose their jobs, they make less money. I don't know, guys. I don't know if I like the idea of allowing things to fail. I don't know. I really don't know. And I want to hear what you guys think. And I get it. There are some companies that should fail due to their greedy and unethical ways to make money. But guys, it affects us all. It affects us all, you know. So we're just gonna keep it going, but I want to get you guys' feedback. I don't know if we should let everything fail, guys. I really don't know, because I don't like knowing that my fellow Americans, the fellow citizens, good, hardworking people, will go through hard times just through the, you know, to the unethical practices of making money, right? I mean, should people pay? There should be consequences to people that do things unlawfully, that do things for their own interest. Because at the end of the day, guys, a lot of the wealth in this company is had by big investment firms, big banks, the same companies that we bailed out in 2008, 2009. You know, it's almost like there's an incentive. They're like, well, we don't care. We're just going to make as much money. Whatever happens, happens. We know Uncle Sam is going to help us. And I don't agree with that. I honestly don't agree with necessarily bailing out these companies, but I'm afraid to say, oh, we should let everything fail. What I will tell you is that when things fail, it gives opportunities for new and better companies to come through, new and better banks to come through, new and better investment firms to come through, to do good business and do good for the better good of our country, you know? In order to build, guys, you need to break down. Remember that. In order to build, you need to be able to break down. And when things go to SHIT, you know, it allows for better ways to do business, you know. So that's one argument as to why we should let it fail, why we should let these firms. But again, I'm just afraid of what it'll mean to the average income American that already have high debt. Guys, the average income American right now holds more debt to income than ever before. The access to debt right now is crazy. You have all these buy now, pay later programs. You guys need to be careful with those. It's easy, it's simple, but remember, guys, $50 here, $100 there, another $25 here. It all adds up, guys. And when you don't have money, it creates a really desperate situation, and desperate people do desperate things, okay? So keeping it going, guys. One of the main focuses of our government is what they have a term called dual mandate. And the dual mandate is to keep inflation at 2% and keeping unemployment low. Well, right now, as you guys know, inflation is high. We're actually at a 3.48% inflation just across the board. And it's obviously that the U.S. government with its monetary policies is in a sense failing, you know. COVID played a big part into this, guys. You know, COVID stopped the economy. And again, this is tricky, everybody. Again, economics is not a science, it's an art. You go based off history, you go based off of theories of what you believe will work to help mitigate a failing economy, you know, because then a failing economy causes more stress on the average individual, financially, mentally, physically, monetarily, you know. So it's a tricky situation. You know, in COVID, we've printed about $6 billion, guys. And again, every time the government prints money, whether to help it's our own economy or to send it overseas in financial aid. We have to pay for that eventually, everybody. Printing money is not free. It sounds great. I mean, we would all love to be able to print money, right? But in essence, guys, printing money is not good because of the effects that it has. And what a lot of people don't realize is that when you print money, the effects of what happens is not right away. The effects take time. Years later, we're going to be paying for the printing of the money of COVID, you know? Should we have not done that? Should we have allowed COVID to take us into a recession? Should that have been okay? And I want to hear you guys' opinion on it. Should the government not have printed money? So these are all questions, guys, that I honestly don't know the answers to, and I don't think anybody for sure can say. Anybody that says, "Oh, this is for sure what we should have done," and this is for sure we should do, guys. Economics is not a science; it is an art. You go based off of theory, based off of historical events of what you should do next, and you make assumptions that if you do this, this will work. For example, in economics, it is obviously a popular theory. It's not a fact. It's not science. That when you raise interest rates, it's to slow down the economy. When the economy's too hot, like right now it is. It's too much flow of money in and out. The printing of money, high inflation, is a lot of negative factors. But you know what? They raise interest rates, guys, and the economy's still going. It's still hot. So in theory, we should raise it even higher, in theory, to slow it down even more. But at a certain point, guys, inflation, if you keep printing money and you keep raising the inflation, it doesn't help the fact that you're going to be able to slow down a hot economy. It doesn't help that fact. There's nothing for sure saying, yeah, if we raise it, and I don't want to see higher interest rates. I'm sure you guys, there's people here watching this video that pay a crazy amount of interest every single month. It's easily, credit cards right now are paying, 30% interest on credit cards, guys. Imagine that. And the people who benefit from high interest rates is people that have high savings that are yielding a 5% return on $1 million. You guys can do the math. That's a lot of money that certain people are making. But the people that get hurt the most is the average income America. And the truth of the matter is, most of the classes, most of the people, the middle class in America is the largest class, guys. It's always has been and always will be. These are people that hold the economy. It's like the backbone. The lower income individuals, they need programs to help subsidize. They need programs, and that program gets paid by the middle class and the upper class. The upper class makes enough money to pay most of their stuff in cash. They don't really need to carry debt unless they want to. And I'll tell you guys, middle class America, it's a very hard situation to be. If you're watching this and you're middle class income, you make too much to get help from the government, but you don't make enough to pay your own bills without it stressing you financially and taking money away from other necessities and priorities. The middle class is really in a tough spot, and the more the interest rates gets raised, the more that we keep printing money, the more that we keep subsidizing these programs, even the VA loans and the student repayment. Again, guys, we pay for that. Nothing is free. Nothing is free in this world, and definitely nothing is free in this country. Okay. So, again, should we let it fail? Maybe we shouldn't. Do I want to see my friends, my family, my fellow Americans struggle? I don't. I really don't. So another indicator, guys, which is very prominent in this country is real estate and the stock market. Real estate is still hot right now, guys. Are things selling like they were 6-8 months ago? No, they're not. Are homes lasting more on the market? Yeah, they are. There's more inventory than there are buyers. And again, going back to the interest rate, no buyers don't want to take on an 8% interest rate for a loan. On a $400,000, $500,000 loan, you guys do the math. High interest rate prevents the middle class and the lower class from buying properties. You can use FHA and FHA loans. You can qualify for those. But at the end of the day, guys, most of the middle class is going to be using conventional. Most individuals don't qualify for a VA loan. Some individuals you know, with FHA loan, there are certain requirements that you have to meet, and they may or may not qualify for the loan. So they got to go 5% conventional or 3% conventional. But what really matters in those conventional loans is your interest rate. You know, your interest rate, the fees you're paying to the bank, all these things become cumulative. And I think it's safe to say, guys, usually the real estate market and the stock market are both indicators. They're both very good indicators of how the economy is doing. The economy is hot right now still, guys. Homes are still being sold every single day. But what I think that these indicators miss is the realistic macro perspective on what the average American is really going through, right? Most middle-income families can't afford to buy a home. Most middle-income families can't afford to even buy an apartment, guys. Why do I say that? At least in South Florida, the monthly HOA is so high here that you're paying almost the same thing in an HOA that you would in your monthly payment. You know, obviously there's some variations to that, but still, you're still paying a high, you know, I pay $650 every month, guys. Every single month, that's what I pay in my HOA payments. It's almost as much as what I pay in my mortgage itself, just to put you guys in perspective. And when it comes to HOA, you have no control over the HOA, you know. HOAs can go up yearly, they can go up monthly, they can go up every 6 months, every quarter. It's a situation, again, all this affects, guys, high utility rates, higher electric bills, higher water bills. All this inflation increases the price of goods, and it affects the consumers or the homeowners themselves, the property owners. Because then in turn, it comes to you that you got to pay for the higher costs. It's all a domino effect, everybody. And again, these are indicators. And although real estate and the stock market are both hot right now, and they're great indicators of the overall economy, they do miss the fact of how most individuals in middle class America is really dealing with this, you know? So there's things to think about, everybody. You know, we made a video last week where we said about there are certain parts in the United States where 50% of the purchases are being done with a cash buyer. Think about that, guys. Cash buying, 50%. Different cities all across the United States are either 40, some range, some are 30%, 20%, but there are certain cities that are paying 50%, guys, cash. You know, there are individuals who have the money, and the people that really benefit when the middle income and low income aren't buying is going to be the middle class. They can get better rates. They can get better sell prices, home prices, you know. So these are just things to think about, okay? So, and as far as businesses as well, in 2023, 50% of business owners stated that they had experienced less profit in the last year. So 50% of business owners all across the United States say they experienced less profit coming in. You know, again, another indicator that things aren't good. And again, I keep saying this, it's cumulative, guys. It's all together. There's not one single indicator that's a for sure fact that everything is going to be going bad. There's not one single indicator, but you use all this information to kind of really understand. What I will tell you is this. It's like the same thing with your doctors, guys. You can trust your doctors to a certain point, but you should question what it is they're giving you, you know? Again, I'm not a healthcare professional, but you should challenge your doctors. Just like this situation that's going on, challenge it. Be aware, be conscious, be awake. Be alert of what's going on. You can trust the government, but to a certain point, guys. These are individuals that are enacting policies that affect the whole country, everybody. So these are things you have to think about. Don't be just trusting everything that everybody tells you, guys. We have to all be adults, and we have to all be accountable for our own lives. And at the end of the day, you can't allow your trust in a government, or the same way you trust in doctors. Trust them to a certain point, but you have to question everything that's going on. So yeah, guys, you have to question everything that's going on. Just like I said, don't just trust your doctors. Don't just trust the government. Be aware, be conscious. It is a very tricky situation, and this situation on the outside, guys, seems stable, but there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes that could end up meaning that we go into a recession. be smart if that's the case. If I were to tell you right now for a fact that we're going into depression, how would you be handling your money? Would you be spending as much? Would you be taking on more debt? These are things you guys have to think about every single day, everybody, okay? So I wish you guys the best. I wish you guys have a great, beautiful day. I hope these videos are helping you make better informed decisions. And again, I'd like to hear your opinions, guys. Do you think the economy is going to fail? Do you think it's not going to fail? I've been hearing for the last 3-4 years, next year the economy, next year. We still don't have a recession, you know? Things are still hot. And this is not just me saying, this is facts. Are things slower? Home sales? Yeah, they're slower. You know, but homes are being sold every single day, guys, even at the prices they are right now. I do believe it is a good time to get a better deal, being as there's more homes and they're lasting on the market longer. But these are just things to think about, everybody. Again, my name is Joel Vargas. I'm a licensed and insured realtor here in South Florida. If you guys are looking to buy, sell, or you need a property manager, my number is 305-988-2230. If you guys have any questions, call, text me. I would love to work with each and every one of you. I wish you guys stay motivated, stay happy, stay healthy, and I hope each and every one of you have a great day. All right, everybody, be safe.